If I was to say Exxon, what would you think? Valdez, right? If I was to say BP, what would you think? The Gulf. If I was to say Enron, we'd all come screaming out of the room. Once you've screwed it up, you can't get it back. And it's not just about PR, it's turned out that you're not a good guy. You're not a nice company. If you really go back to the beginning, what you bought was product. Your mum or your dad went to the supermarket and we just bought the product. Do you remember that time? And it was, is it on sale? Is it cheap? Now, there are still people who think this way, don't get me wrong. There are still people buying plasma screen TVs with no concern for what came out of the environment or who had to build it under what kind of labour conditions. But you know what, I think there's a shift going on. Here's what I see happening. Does anybody here remember the Pinto? The 1974 Ford Pinto, great car. It was cheap, it was easy to run, it was small, it was a dream to park. Do you remember what was wrong with it? Yeah, if you rear-ended one, it exploded. A bit of a problem. Apart from that, terrific. Love that car. The thing is, the Ford Motor Company did the figures, and they said we could afford for 180 people to burn to death, and it would still be cheaper than a recall. They did the math. And when that came out, Ralph Nader took off, and suddenly consumer protection, consumer rights became a big deal. Do you guys remember this? For the first time, is it safe to use your product? Can I trust it? Do you even care about the safety of the consumer? Do you reckon that discussion's over? Has anybody here seen their finances disappear because the financial institutions have built your riches on nothing? Have you gone through that experience? We're still asking the question, what's in this and is it safe for me? Is it safe for my kids? Think about all the changes that have happened since you were kids. Do you reckon that corporate social responsibility is the end of the story? I don't think it is. I think it's just the beginning. We're going to keep saying, how do you do what you do and why do you do it that way and why should I buy your product or invest in your stock if the guy up the road is going to do a better job?